I hate these phony supports.
Look, I see a thing that I touch, tell me about talking stage, gotta tell her don't force it. Beef man, pepper and salt it, me and RJ gotta pull up, no talking trap. You ain't got a rack to your name, my bro, Brick Lane, we don't know about shortage. Rental I never is.
Girl risks her life for 30 million, spent 20 years in a freezer. When she woke up, her face hadn't changed. She walks through the city with her body in a fragile state. Now she doesn't even know she's been frozen for 20 years. Just as she gets on the bus, she pulls out an old money. The driver gives her a look, and she looks at him expectantly. "Why don't you give me my money?" The driver was very confused. The fare had tripled a few years ago. The girl's face was incredulous. Yesterday it was 501. Today, it's suddenly 1,301. She dragged her tired body to her door, but no matter how she knocked on the door, there was no answer from inside the house. When she was at her wit's end, the lock of the old and dilapidated door had broken off. The girl pushed the door open with great joy, only to find it empty. She thought her parents had been evicted because they had no money to pay the rent. She immediately took out her mobile phone to contact her mother, but the phone is out of battery. She had no choice but to go to a mobile phone repair shop, but the staff told her it was a 20-year-old phone. It couldn't be repaired. She was told to buy a new one, but the girl said she had only bought the phone less than a month ago. The owner thought the girl was deliberately picking a fight. She was taken straight to the police station. The police asked for her ID to help with the investigation. She took old picture books and old mobile phones out of her bag. The police thought she was a junk collector, but when they saw her ID card, they were shocked. The woman is actually 46 years old. When the grandmother who had just been hit by a car heard this, she was so scared that she stood up. According to the girl's family registration information on her ID card, the police quickly found her parents' mobile phone number, but when they called, no one answered. In desperation, the girl left the police station after leaving a message for her mother. With no home to return to, she was forced to go to her alma mater. But when she saw the banner on the wall saying 2019, she instantly wondered if her eyes were animated. So she stood up again to take a closer look, but no matter how she looked at it, it was still 2019. She thought she had misread it. She had only slept. How could 20 years have passed? But then she saw the new campus in front of her, and all the strange electronics. She was completely dumbfounded. She sat down in her chair, and when her mother returned home, she saw the mobile phone message. She never thought she'd hear her daughter's voice again. She covered her mouth to suppress her sadness. She listened carefully to what her daughter had to say. She didn't dare miss a single word. In the past 20 years, the family never gave up looking for the girl, but without exception, they had all come back in vain. After listening to her daughter's words, the mother could no longer suppress her emotions. She burst into tears. The family rushed to the police station, but the news was that their daughter was long gone. The family was overcome with emotion and anxiety. Today, after 20 years, will the family be reunited?
Let's start with 2 cans of flake chicken, and then we're gonna add 1 whole egg and half a cup of Parmesan cheese. To season this, I'm just gonna start with a little bit of salt, some black pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of dried basil, a little bit of oregano, and lastly, some dried parsley. Now it's time to give this a good mix. And you want to make sure there are no chunks left in your chicken by the time you're done mixing. Now we're just going to make a big ball with this.
Was not expecting that.
Just like that. There we go. This looks great. Now we're going to take our ball and put it on some parchment paper on a baking sheet. And then we just want to flatten this out and try to keep it in an even circle. And this is going to be our pizza crust.
Pizza crust?
Yep, that's right.
What?
Just wait till you see how good this turns out. Okay, this is ready to be baked now. And I've gone ahead and preheated the oven to 425. And you just want to bake this until it's nice and crispy. 20 to 30 minutes should be good. Okay, this should be done. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Okay, now it's time to add some sauce to our pizza. So I'll spread that out evenly. Just add a little bit more on here. We're not going to go all the way to the edges. You want to leave a little bit of crust. And with any good pizza, you're going to need some mozzarella cheese. We're just going to put that all around. Now we're just going to spread that out a little bit. Push it into the sauce. And on top of that mozzarella cheese, we're going to add some pepperonis. And you can top this with any toppings that you like. I know you love pepperoni on your pizza.
Who doesn't?
Next topping that we like is mushrooms. And I'm just going to place a few of those all around. I know some people don't love mushrooms on their pizza, but we do. Now I'm just gonna put on some red onions, just like that. And lastly, I'm just gonna add a variety of bell peppers. Now I'm just gonna take the remainder of that mozzarella cheese and sprinkle that all on top. And for the finishing touches, I'm just gonna place a few basil leaves. Gotta have that on the pizza, right?
Definitely.
1 more over here. Okay, and now this needs to go back in the oven. And we're gonna cook it for 5 to 10 minutes. We just want that cheese to get nice and melted and those veggies to get a little cooked. Okay, our pizza should be done. Let's have a look. Ooh, that melted nicely.
Beautiful.
Let's put that on our cutting board. All right, here we go. Let's cut into this pizza. Cuts like a normal crust, so that's good.
All right, so that's my slice. We're all set.
Let's cut along this way now.
All right, let's give it a shot.
Yeah, you get your slice.
Cheese pull. Cheers.
Cheers. Yummy. Wow, that's actually amazing.
That's so good.
Look at that crust on the bottom.
Beautiful.
Nice and crispy. And it tastes just like regular pizza.
It actually does.